This is the Variety Sports Network, created for the fans, by the fans. Now to your host of tonight's show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Dugout Mug Studios. This is the seventh inning stretch.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Here we go. Thursday night, NBA trade deadline. Double. We'll see you tomorrow night, Variety Sports. Eric Douglas, you're out there. Baseball talk. It's always on my mind during the week, especially since we've been doing this show. Shout out to anybody that's with us here tonight here on Variety Sports Network. My guys, that's my sports. Royals winning this World Series. We are going to get into that here in just a second here. But I'm Daren Breyer, host here with it, along with Josh Edwards here. We got a lot to get into tonight, I'm going to be touching on a lot of different things. The headlines, you can only fit so many things, people, on this YouTube title. So those were the three main things. We'll get into our Martinez as well. We'll get into Altuve being Astros for life. I got some teams on the rise I want to get into. And, of course, at the end, stick with us. A little MLB trivia. Josh Lewis, a little shout-out to you. Stay with us for that one. That will be at the end. Make sure you tune in. And then an MLB flashback. Always give you a little shout-out. Little old videos here that we're going to start bringing back here that kind of make us think of baseball here. Josh Lewis, speaking of him, what's up, boys? Listening in as best I can tonight. No subtitle brag. My 9-year-old dancing at the Phoenix Suns game. Hey, Josh Lewis, if you can't check it, we'll see you on the replay, my friend. Josh Lewis, always a shout-out to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well, as always. Josh Edwards, let's start right there. In the state of Missouri, I have so much I want to get into baseball-wise this week, but it's the biggest thing. Booby Witt Jr. signing with the Royals, and to me, it's bigger than just, well, he's with the Royals. Good job. Is this something going forward where other teams, like I have a list here I'm going to get into of players that should be signing as young talents to get these deals. But I'm just saying, if I'm a fan of a small market, I'm like, this is now a chance. And like maybe the Royals, can they set a precedent here? Like I'm curious what this Witt Jr. signing means going forward, not just for them on the field, but also for like just baseball contracts in general. I am curious though how the Royals, do they make a little noise this year as well? So, Josh, your thoughts on the Witt Jr. and a 14-year mega deal, my friend, for $289.
So let's remember, I'm more on the Cardinals guy, but I've St. Louis Sports Talk was a lot about Booby Witt Jr. this week, and I'm sure a couple guys we're going to talk about in your list, so we're not going to delve into that. First and foremost, let's cover what this is for Booby Witt Jr. and what he is for the Royals. He is the face of the franchise. We all know that's what the future is for him. This is him making a long-term commitment with some off-ramps throughout the contract at different stages. I think the first part is 7 years and 100 and something guaranteed.
Yep.
The second clip is like I don't remember what the next one is. I can't remember. It's been since Monday.
Yeah, he's getting he basically gets a little bit more as he gets a little bit older in the deal, like most contracts have throughout. I have it down here below every year what he's going to be making with it. So
I'm too far away from that. I can't read it. I'm sorry.
You know what? You got to get yourself a 95.
Well, then I'm this close.
Yeah, the screen there. There you go. There you go. That's the face for radio look right there. We got that one. So, we have Witt Jr. though signing though, and let's take it away just from the money for a second, and let's go to them on the field. We talked about the Twins last week being on the rise in that division. We had a few people comment in after the show saying that the Royals, they thought maybe we're going to be the team now, and maybe we were overlooking them a little bit, which is fair. So they make this deal here. They have the young lefty that came in last year in that trade. I think, now that people are kind of talking to me about it a little bit, I'm like, okay, maybe the Royals do make a little noise here. I still believe in the Twins more. We'll give the Guardians as well, but I think that this signing of Witt Jr. for me is bigger than the Royals. It's like, hey, we're a small market team. We're going to sign – like it's a regional thing. Like now if you're a Royals fan growing up, you have this guy that you're looking forward to watching. Or if I was a fan on another team and the Royals are coming to town, I have this one guy I can look forward to at least seeing on the team. So outside of him being just a good player, it's better for the sport overall.
Well, I think this really happens because or Witt takes a deal like this with the Royals because the Royals went out this offseason and they put money into the team. They went out and signed, above average to above average players. They didn't just go with retreads. Like Michael Wacha has reproven and rejuvenated his career in the last 3 seasons. He is reminiscent of what he was when he was in St. Louis. So, I mean, that's a good buy. God, who else did they get in this offseason?
The Royals. They also got. I think they got Hunter Renfroe in the off. They got
Renfroe.
Well, and then they also got Lugo, Adam Frazier, and then you also have Brady Singer, who's coming back hopefully. And then you got Cole Reagans last year, the left-handed pitcher that pitched well in the second half. So I mean, they got a few guys coming back, and then you get Salvador Perez. That's been there, kind of like your Molina guy there for the Cardinals for years as well. We got Josh talking about they also want to face the franchise guarantee for a new stadium. And that's the thing, Josh. Like, I mean, obviously as an A's fan, I'm just saying as a small market team, like I'm just, put that fan aside. It's like at the end of the day, this is good for baseball. This is something that teams should have been doing for years. They should have signed these guys like Tejada and Chavez and all these guys, and they would have had fans coming to the game and made it bigger. Like if the Royals just give up, like there's charity teams. I wrote it down, Josh, and this pisses me off about me. The Brewers, I feel like the Marlins, the A's, obviously, these are charity baseball teams, and the Royals have been a charity baseball team for years as well. Just developing guys, and then here they're off. We're going to sign them off to other teams. So I like the fact that the Royals are like doing something a little bit different finally for the first time.
No, yeah, I think this is huge for the team, for the organization, for the city. For development of the franchise, and it's good for baseball, and it's good for the Midwest. I mean, baseball is always more fun when you got more Midwest teams involved because baseball is so regional. Oh no, hear me out. Baseball is so regional that if the whole Midwest is not having a good season, you literally only have the coasts, and nobody in the middle cares. You got to have teams in the Midwest playing good ball.
I like it when the Reds and the Cubs and the White. I agree. I like it when I like when there's like a little. I agree. That's like how teams probably in that, like when the A's are playing well and they're like the Mariners, like teams that are different out here on the West Coast, and then you got your Marlins on the East Coast playing better and stuff like that. So you got to mix it up a little bit.
It makes it more fun.
Witt Jr. is a stud. It was. I got him with the second pick overall. Obviously, I mean he's a beast. He's gonna get the SBs. He's like right up there with all the great numbers you want. I saw some highlight that he hit a foul ball to his parents. I thought that was hilarious earlier in his career, so that was kind of a funny little fact about him. The Royals, well done. I usually rip on you most of the time. I mean, almost all the time in my life. You're outside that World Series there because you guys have been like the A's. I'm serious. They have been like the A's outside that one stretch. They have been a charity franchise, if not even worse than the A's, probably much worse than the A's outside that they won that World Series. That's what gives them the advantage. But they, record-wise, they were always worse, and they were always a bad franchise growing up. That's what they were. And so I'm just stunned. I'm stunned that the Royals went out and made a move like that. I'm just stunned. I'm literally, as a 39-year-old human being that has watched MLB since I'm a 5-year-old, I am just shocked. You're looking at your Royals fans. Congratulations. Like that to me would be a big deal. You also said Francisco. You know who else is? Let's get into that. That's my sports, Josh. On this note of talking about young studs, Josh Lewis brought it up as well. Your boy though, Francisco Alvarez there. That's my sports there. Aaron over there. I have this. I had it down as what players could be next as the young guys that get signed here. He was number 4. He was number 3 on my list there, sir. I have Alonso on there, but he's not He's not quite the young contract, but Alonso's a bigger name, kind of with the Mets going forward. Josh, I had Elroy De La Cruz, number 1 from the Reds. I feel like he's the next guy the Reds should look to lock up. I still believe in O'Neal Cruz from the Pirates. I feel like he's a guy they should lock up. Francisco Alvarez, 25 home runs last year with the Mets as catcher. He should be locked up. Josh Jung is on my list as well, or Young. I like to call him Jung. Look, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, with him as third base, or Gunnar Henderson, Gabriel Moreno, the catcher, George Kirby. And then I said Andrew Vaughn. That's kind of maybe a local shout out here. And then, of course, Adley Rutchinson, but I think he'll wait until he gets the big deal there with him. But even a bigger deal. But those are my top guys as young guys that could probably be signed there going forward. And I'm curious if this does set a precedent going forward.
Did Carroll already get his big deal?
Yeah, I know. He was a rookie last year. So we could add him to the list. He got.
So, yeah, Corbin Carroll. I mean, he was rookie of the year.
Holiday.
Yep. Yeah, Holiday.
He got invited to spring training this week, Josh.
I mean, how do you not invite him? Just for the publicity and the. I mean, he needs to get the experience. I mean, I'm inviting him regardless. Even if I know I'm not going to let him on the team, I want him to experience it. I want him to know what it is. So next year, when I need him on the roster, or I really, really want him on the roster, he understands what the process is. It's not an adaptation at that point.
Our guy here, Josh Lewis, always helping out Carroll. I thought he did get a deal. He did get a deal there. I feel like it was like something like it was like 8 years or something like that. So he got a deal there for sure.
It wasn't like this though.
No. This is kind of a different deal. Witt Jr. has been in the league a couple of years as well. And Carroll is probably next on that list. So just to me, a big deal here going forward for baseball. Curious if other teams, 8 years I think it was too. Be curious if like other teams take this market. Like we mentioned, the Reds, the Pirates are not those teams. I know the Mets. The Mets are a team where it's like, yeah, you should do that a little bit. You have the money to kind of do that with younger players. But like for a team like the Reds and Pirates, to me, that would be a bigger step for franchises like that. Where I also, especially the Pirates, not the Reds so much, the Pirates are ultimately in that level as well with the A's. They are definitely have been. As shout out to my guy Mike McKinley, but they have been on that level. There, the Pirates over our 30 years here. Outside after got rid of Barry Bonds in 1993, they have been they're a charity franchise. They are. That is what they are. Outside of signing Andrew McCutchen, keeping him for that little period, they've been a charity franchise. That's the bottom line. That's what has happened. And you're kind of seeing it now with the Padres a little bit. Like they went full force. Like how much money do these teams that are in small markets actually have? Like, and that's where like we need a salary floor as well ultimately. But like it's like some of these teams just. How much can they afford one superstar? Like the Royals signed Witt Jr. Like, can they get another guy like that? Is that possible? Like, can they sign another guy to a $200 million deal?
You got to think. Pat Mahomes is partial owner in the Kansas City Royals.
Big game this week. Big game.
He's got money. If he wants to go sign somebody as being a partial owner, I'm sure he can go, hey, I want this guy. I'm going to throw down. Here's $70 million towards his contract.
No, I get you.
I'm sure he could do that if he wanted to.
No, he could. And I don't know. To me, Josh, it kind of just makes it exciting though a little bit. As a Midwest guy, as a fan that have a low market team, Oakland out here that has been it's kind of fun to actually see that be possible in some regard.
Are you going to change your allegiances?
In baseball, appreciate you tuning in as well. Josh, I don't know if you've been watching her show, but she's been killing it with some of the interviews. So good work there as well.
Does.
Yeah, I know she does. She's great. So anyways, shout out there, Susie out there. Appreciate you tuning in here on a Thursday night. We're going to be getting into your, what do you call him? Your little king or whatever you got there at second base there. Just a second here on your Astros here with your boy Altuve. So hang with you. We'll be with you in just a second with that part of it. Yeah, exactly. If owners didn't want to take salary, they absolutely could pay multiple people. That's the thing. Like, some people are like, well, the A's owner has the 10th most money. I'm like, well, he sure doesn't act like he's got the 10th most money in the league. You know what I mean? So
that's why he's got the money.
He has to hold these guys accountable. Go ahead. I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's why he has the money because he doesn't spend it.
Exactly. He hasn't done anything with it. So real quick, before we move on to Altuve here and a few other things, does this signing, just real quick, do you actually think they're now a contender with it? Do you believe in them as number one? We talked about the Twins last week. Do you put them number one going into the season?
The Royals were my dark horse last year, and they let me down because I really thought everything was going to rally around Bobby Witt, and he was just going to lead them, and they were going to ride. I thought it was going to be something magical because the way everybody perceives him didn't go that way.
No.
This year, I'm not calling them my dark horse. They're a team that is going to fight for a wild card position. Not the division. They're going to fight for a wild card spot.
So over 500? We talked about AL Central. Is it over 500? Are they 82 and 80? Are they 80? Is that where they're at? Or do you see them?
86 wins.
86 wins. All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
86 wins, and that'll win the division. There you go.
How old did you do that to? That's wow. It was 86 wins. I love it. All right, we got there with the Royals. Hey, it's just gonna be fun. The AL Central is like basically a crapshoot. Like honestly, if you told me I have the Tigers, I'd be like, you got a good chance there, sir. So it doesn't really matter with that. We talked about teams that we believe in this upcoming season, like maybe under the radar teams. I already kind of mentioned my two. I kind of believe it. We're talking Central still. I do kind of believe in the Reds and Pirates a little bit. Those are teams I kind of believe in. Well, the one team I don't have the guts to say, but I kind of want to say them is the Angels, just because they'll be different now. But we'll see what happens with that. You got one that just pops out of your head real quick that may be under the radar?
I got two. Well, I think the Cubs are still under the radar because they really haven't done a whole lot.
Right.
But I think they're going to be sneaky good. I think the Reds could be really, really good this year. the Pirates are going to upset some people because they're going to win some series that they shouldn't win because they're going to be that team that's on and off, but they can do it. They just can't do it consistently.
No, Short King. I said little D. Short. It's the same thing. Same idea, right? Same idea. Yeah, they're always good. Tigers have some great young talent. My other guy, number 1 pick out there out of Arizona State. See if he can put it together. Torkelson there. Go ahead, Josh.
Arizona came alive a year early for me too, so I can't use them again.
Nope.
Baltimore came alive and killed it last year, and everybody's on Baltimore. I can't say them again.
Nope.
I don't know who the next rising team is. I don't have the crystal ball on that yet.
I already took Reds and Pirates. Do you think one of those teams, Reds?
I said Reds are an option. I think the Cubs are a sneaky good team this year, especially if they pick up another player.
I was looking at it too. There was like a lot of teams that kind of went there. The Tigers are going to be sneaky. I kind of believe so too. I think they have some guys there that are ready to go. The arms.
They picked up the curse of Jack Flaherty.
They did pick up Jack Attack. Altuve, let's get into it. I wanted to get into this for a second here. I know he pissed a lot of people. The D-back. Hold on. We stopped the show for our boy, Logan Stone, at any time. The D-backs had one of the sneakiest off seasons. They went out of good plays. They did have a good off season.
But they're already contended to be in the playoffs this year. They're not going to surprise anybody if they're in the playoffs.
And Hunter Green hurt. Yeah, Hunter Green's going to be a huge factor there. If he stays healthy, I feel like he'll be a big deal. All right, Altuve, he signs the deal with the Astros. Altuve is an interesting guy. This is not even because we know Susie. This is not even an Astro thing. Like I've thought of this about him since when I saw him. He had this at bat against Aroldis Chapman when Aroldis Chapman's first year with the Reds. And I remember they cut to it at MLB Network. It must have been like 2012 or something like that, 2013. And I just remember him fouling pitch after pitch after pitch after pitch off. He eventually struck out on like 12 pitches. But I was like, this guy is an animal. Like, this guy is just a hitter. Like, and I'm serious. I just remember, I'm dating my wife now. I just remember thinking that, watching this guy and this at bat they cut to. And he's turned out to just be an absolute stud. I know we have the trash can incident. We have the microphone incident. We have all this stuff with the Yankees and all that stuff with it. Or the Dodgers sneaky pick if we pick them, not to joke. Josh knows appreciate that. Altuve, though, with it, like, I'm a huge Altuve guy. Outside of that little image of that, I've always been a fan of him because I just feel like my thing is runner on second base, 2 outs. Who do I want up? That's what I kind of want up. That's my idea of hitting him. What microphone incident? Yes, there was no mic. It was just tucking in the shirt. That's all he was doing there, tucking in the shirt. But my point is, Josh, he's a stud. He gets the 5-year deal, $125 million deal with the Astros. I think Bregman will be next in this with the Astros. But Altuve kind of cements himself in Astro lore. I don't know where Astro fans see him when they look at him with Biggio. They've had just a couple great second basemen over the couple years. I think a lot of people would put Biggio a little bit ahead of Altuve, but I was looking at Altuve all time. It's like, would you rather have Altuve or Roberto Alomar? Like, we're starting to get into that discussion with this guy. Chase Utley, like we're like these are the guys. Like we're starting Ryan Sandberg. Like, is he better than these guys? And Lou Whitaker, like, and who's not even in the Hall of Fame. So I feel like Altuve is like this interesting player in the MLB a little bit because of that incident a little bit. But I also feel like it shouldn't be taken away because he's just always been a stud. So yeah, I think Bregman does test free agent as well. But I think
that's not fair. That's too complicated. You got to give me that one pre-show, so I got so I'm prepared. I can't.
Well, I'm not asking you.
I can't even answer that.
I'm just talking out loud. I'm giving you the answer.
Okay.
I'm just giving you the answers kind of ahead of us, just thinking about it. Like when
I
you
would
just
say Biggio ahead of
him. The best second baseman you've seen in your lifetime. Like when you kind of remember baseball, you're like, yeah, he's the guy I'd take number 1. I mean, I'm guessing he's got to be close to it. I mean, I know Utley would be up in that list, that conversation for me a little bit. Biggio would be there as well, both Astros. Yeah, I mean, if we start to get this deep, Josh, what you
see, I have more memorable shortstops than I do second baseman.
And that's the thing. Like we go all time. I think Joe Morgan. I think those guys. I think Pete Rose. They start to take effect. But I'm kind of thinking like since 2000 a little bit. Like since that era, like we're basically talking Kent, Utley, and those guys aren't even in the Hall of Fame. And you know what I mean? I think we'll see where Altuve ranks in that regard as well.
He'll get in.
I don't, but Willie, I mean, Whitaker's numbers are darn good too, and he's not even in. Lou Whitaker's not even in the Hall of Fame. I
think with the way the writers vote now, because he's always been so clutch and he's always been so good at the plate. The only reason he doesn't get in is because of the scandal. If he doesn't get in, that's what holds him out. If he doesn't get in,
It'd be a first.
I think he's a lock. I don't think he's a first ballot, but I think he's a lock to get in.
I think that's what maybe prevents him from first ballot. But I'm telling you, like, he is if I think a second, I'd rather have him than Utley. And I love Utley, but I'd rather have him than Utley.
You know what? I hated Utley so much because he was so good. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Utley might be the one that beats him out. But Altuve's up there for me, man. The guy's a baller. He just games out. He's clutch.
2011, he's still hitting a beast now with it. That's why I said, okay, so Alomar, would you rather have him than Alomar? Just on your kind of thinking about it.
I can't answer that.
Okay, how about Brandon Phillips?
Oh yeah, over Brandon Phillips, absolutely.
Okay, so at least we're on the right page with that. Jeff Kent?
Yeah.
Craig Biggio? No. Okay, so that's where we're at.
Craig Biggio is probably the best second baseman that I can ever recall seeing. You gotta think, I can't remember baseball before McGuire and Sosa. I remember a little bit of Ozzie Smith at the end of his career in 95, 96.
We call that pre-juice there. We call that pre-juice. With pre-juice.
I don't have much pre-juice baseball. I just don't.
I want to get into some of the comments here. Joe Morgan. I mean, I'm a Bay Area. He's born out here in Oakland, California. I'm always going to be a fan of Joe Morgan. I heard plenty of stories with him out with it. You're all correct. Hall of Famers will keep out of the first round. I just think that is the case. Agreed. I'm with you. That's my sports. I'm taking Pedroia as my short king. That was my next question, Josh. Is Pedroia better than Altuve? You know, that's kind of where you look at. I'm still taking Altuve over Pedroia as well.
Yeah, I'm taking Altuve over Pedroia. Pedroia was, oh man.
Logan, yes, they are disrespected second baseman. I agree. They are disrespected. They are. They are disrespected. Sorry, RBIs, not home runs. I agree. Logan, truth. Yep, they are. If you look at the Hall of Fame, like Lou Whitaker, that's the one that blows me. I don't know what it is. Just look at his stat. You're like, how is this guy not in the Hall of Fame? And then you have like these other guys that are in, and you're just kind of surprised like that they get in.
Hold on. I'm not familiar with all of his stats. I gotta go do a check real quick.
Well, you can check him.
You keep talking.
All right, but Utley you think should get in. He was one of the best second basemen. Like Kent's the one that blows my mind. I'm like, how is this guy not in the Hall of Fame? Like I just makes no sense to me how he is not in the Hall of Fame at all with the home runs, and just thought it so. My guy Floppy Disc out here, I always thought Aaron Hill was going to be a better – Aaron Hill, yes. Yeah, that's a name right there. Put that on the MLB trivia list out there. Mookie Betts, greatest second baseman ever. Yes, I like that. Playing second base down out there with it too. Kent should be in it. There's no doubt some of these guys are just – so back to Altuve, to kind of finish my point with him is we are watching a generational player. That's my point. Like, this guy is one of the best players – by the time he retires, when he started in 2011, folks, to when he calls it quits, he will be one of the better second basemen you will have watched, and he should be a Hall of Famer, just like some of these guys we're mentioning on this list. Like these guys Kent won an MVP. You know, like these guys were like great players that we're mentioning here. Like they should be in the Hall of Fame, no doubt. So I know Altuve will take a little heat just because of that incident, but at the end of the day, like I don't know, he's just one of those guys where I'm just like, dude, he's a baller. Give me that guy on my team all day. So shout out to the Astros for keeping him. He's in my division. That's the A's. Stay at Oakland. Come on, sell the team. So that's my thing. Dallas Braden, shout out. Come on, keep the A's in Oakland. That's part of it. I love Daren Hill. Brian Roberts. Yes, the Orioles. Little shout out there. Brian Roberts, leadoff hitter. What a fantasy player for a couple of years he was out there. Logan out there as well. So, Josh, any last thoughts there on Altuve and the Astros getting the deal done, making him an Astro for life?
I mean, I'm down with it. I like it when a guy plays their entire career because he's only ever been – I only know him on the Astros. I can remember on the Astros.
That's what it is. Hey, if we're mentioning random second baseman, Ray Durham out there. Ray Durham, you out there. Giants, Josh Lewis, A's, Ray Durham, White Sox. He was a second baseman I liked there for a little bit as well back in the day. All right, so that was a good conversation, Altuve. I didn't want to shout it out forever, but just it's in news and notes a little bit. But Keshaw, he stays with his team as well. We talked about him a little bit.
It's only last.
He's only ever been an Astro. And it's funny how the Astros have added like some of the best second basemen with him. Biggio, Kent, Kent maybe wasn't in his prime when he was with the Giants, but he's still darn good with the Astros as well. So it's kind of funny that they've had the Astros have had great second basemen over the years as well.
Well, I like it when a player can do their whole career with one team. I think that's an awesome feat. So I just couldn't think of him anywhere other than the Astro, and I wasn't sure. So I appreciate the help there.
Susie shouting out that Altuve signed for $15K as a 16-year-old to go to the Astros. It's just crazy to think. Baseball is a weird sport. It's different than the ML. It's different than like NBA or even NFL, where when you're drafted early, you're playing that first year. It's just a different mindset when you get drafted into the MLB. Lewis, we know what you meant with Robinson Cano. He's on that list as well, but he's on that roids thing, so we'll see what happens there with it. Mark Ellis, what a stat. Hey, he's good. What are you talking about? He's a good player. You relax there, Lovey. He's a good player. So that's a good talk on the short king, Susie, out there with your boy Altuve as well. We'll see what they do with Bregman as well. Appreciate you tuning in here with Josh Lewis as well. The 7th inning stretch, we keep it moving. What we say, we're probably in the 5th inning right now. We're kind of moving through the show. Maybe we'll say top of the 4th. We're kind of moving through here, top of the inning here with it. We're close to 7th inning stretch time. All right. Does JD Martinez sign with the Mets? Do you think that, and I have Soler there too, because there's a couple teams that are just driving me freaking mad. I'm like, what are the Giants doing? Are you on? I got to keep this clean. What are we doing? Like, are you not signing anybody at all? Then you have like the Red Sox, like making me get like Jansen's now out for for rumors here on trade deadline. Things are going mad. But then you have the Mets, my guy CP out there in New York. What are we doing out here? Like, are we going to sign Martinez? Like, we have Soler. These are like two of the better DHs in the league. Why are we not signing these guys? This market is driving me absolutely insane. Help me, Josh. Help me, man.
I can't help anybody on this. This is the weirdest free agency offseason I've ever seen. Like, granted, I didn't pay attention to it a lot until I got into my mid-20s, but I can't recall anything being like this.
Pitchers and catchers report for most teams next week. Like, you have your fan fest, and you're like, we don't even have anybody. We'll get Blake Snell in 3 weeks. Yeah.
You got good players everywhere. You got valuable players. You got high-end players. You got all kinds of players everywhere right now. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know why teams aren't. The market's just got to be blown out, and teams just don't want to play it. I'm going to laugh at the Red Sox. Dang.
Mic drop, Susie. Mic drop on that one.
We're gonna get there too, Susie. Don't worry. We're gonna get to that subject.
We get that with it. Susie, I will subscribe to Netflix the day after ballot. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, Josh,
no.
It's an inside joke with some of this. All right, so we got so back to the DH before we get off track here with it. We got Soler, we got Martinez with the deal. I think Martinez to the Mets would be a great fit. Soler to the Giants, Josh. This is exactly what I'm thinking. Like, Giants, get your head in the game. Like, sign any human being possible at this point. What are you doing? Mariners, get your head in the game. What are we doing? Like, come on, let's get to work a little bit. Like, what are we thinking here? Let's get a little life, a little energy, a little passion with it. You did not derail us. You kept us on track, actually. Never derailing. That's always
open forum here.
Exactly. So, JD, do you think he'd be a good signing with the Mets, or is there another team out there you think he'd be better with?
I think a lot of teams he'd be better with.
What team do you think jumps out right away?
Anybody who's in the running, he's going to help out.
Well, the Mets he would help the Mets because then they'd have a professional hitter behind Alonso. They'd have a professional.
Not enough. He ain't going to help the Mets enough.
See, I think it would be a big signing for the Mets if they get him.
They're too far away, man. They're too far behind Atlanta.
How about
Soler? They're too far behind Atlanta. They're too far behind the LA Dodgers. It'd make no sense in my opinion. Unless he's going to do like a 2-year deal.
I think you're going to disagree on the Mets going into the season, my friend.
That's fine. Let's disagree, bud. We don't typically disagree. Let's get into it.
I think me and you. This is one of the ones we're going to disagree on. As JD, we're going to disagree on the Mets. I think a little bit. I think that's going to be the team me and you will have a little difference.
Inside track to everybody. The only thing that I miss Okay, rephrase. Don't take this out of context, Logan. The biggest thing I miss about not having Logan on the show full time is I don't have somebody to argue with basically every week because we never get into it. So I'm excited for this.
Go Mets. That'll be my chant all year long with it.
Oh, no.
So I'm saying, look at Josh Lewis, Lindor, Alonso, and Martinez. Come on, Edwards. Believe. Have a little passion. Go. Come on.
There's just not enough.
We got
That's not enough.
All right. How about Soler to the Giants? Is that an F? Is that a DH?
Oh, no. There's nothing. That's a good fit, and I think he would do there. I think that would be good for that team. Still not enough to do anything.
Don't forget about him, that catcher we talked about on the Mets. Don't forget about that name. I'm just saying. Don't forget about that guy. So you add him with Martinez. That's a little deadly there. But did you hear that thing with Buck Showalter this week on that? I love this spot. It's called Foul Territory. Did you see Buck Showalter by chance on the show? Okay, so they asked him a question about, I think it was the center fielder Nimmo, and I guess the training staff came to him the day after a game where he had like a triple or two triples and a double, and they're like, "Hey, we think we should." We think you should give him a rest because he got he ran a lot that day or whatever. And Buck Showalter, I love his answer. He goes, well, what do you want me to tell the dude to not get any hits? Basically, what do you want me to do? How to run the bases for God's sake?
Tell him not to play the game.
What have we got to? No, so I don't know. Like, that was funny. Little shout out to that show, Foul Territory. Shout out to Sue. You guys had most of that show on. That was a good. You had a nice little part with him on as well. That was really cool as well. You can see, I watch your show. I watch your show. So you guys are doing a good job with it. All right, so back to Martinez with it. There with it. Soler to the Giants. I think he could be a fit with them with the power. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up. Like, these are two pretty decent DHs where he goes. So I definitely like Martinez more than Soler, though I don't know why. Tyler likes Soler more than Martinez, and he's the Giants guy. I think
I like Martinez.
Yeah, and he's older, but you're both going to probably get him on short-term deals. So I think I'd rather go Soler with that and that part of it. So, hey, all right. So we talked about the DH market with that here a little bit. I want to just real quick. I don't know why this team was on my mind. Are the Rays going to take a step back? No, they'll still be right there with the Orioles, the Yankees.
I want to clarify this because this never goes away. I want to clarify my position. The Rays aren't going to necessarily take a step back. I just don't think they're going to take a step forward. And I think the other teams in their division may take steps forward, so it's going to look like the Rays are taking a step back, but it's just that they're idle.
All right. I'm with you on that. Okay.
Because they lost a lot. They're trying to reload. I think this year they're kind of like, all right, we're going to evaluate where we're at. We're going to make changes when we need to make changes, and we're going to re-up for next season. That's where I think the Tampa Bay Rays are.
It'll be interesting where I don't know, like they're kind of something.
That's why they're GM and everybody just got extensions.
Yeah, they just got there. They'll always be there. I agree.
They have a plan for long term.
I just wonder with that division, like, you can't have everybody win. I'm just kind of curious if there's a team they lost. I don't know. Like, we'll see. I believe in them still. I think I believe in that aura of the Rays. I'm just kind of looking at the division as they'll be there as good. So we'll see what happens with them. Just kind of something that was on my mind looking at this week with it. All right, news and notes probably we're in the seventh inning stretch right now, top of the seventh here, getting ready for it. Keshaw stays a Dodger. We noted that. Gary Sanchez signs with the Brewers. They're in your division as the catcher there. We'll see what happens. People saying, Snell, sign with the Brewers. No, that will not happen, people. ALCS MVP. Sorry, Susie out there. Garcia, Rangers reach a deal as well. Red Sox, as we have already mentioned on this show, will be with Netflix. Manfred disappointed if no A's in Vegas Park by 2028. Well, be expected to be disappointed there, sir, Mr. Manfred. And when we talked about Bauer as well, signing with him, I'm curious what the Bauer thoughts with it. Like, there's been a lot of talk, like, all right, he wants a deal. He's been out there in the media with it. He has been proven, I guess you would say, innocent in the charges that he was going up against. Do you feel like a team will ever give him a shot?
I don't know if they will, but and I only know about bits and pieces of it, and I'm not going to get into that. But from what I understand of at least one of the charges and cases, it was found that it was completely fraudulent, the whole 9 yards. And that was I guess the big one. I don't know if there's other other cases that I don't know about. I think there are, but haven't heard about those. So I don't know if those were all dropped. But if he is free and clear, And he was actually slandered, and it was what it was, whatever. He should be given a shot. I don't know why somebody doesn't take a chance. He's willing to play for league minimum on incentives, and if you don't like him, cut him. It's that simple. If he causes a problem in the locker room, cut him. If it causes a problem with the media in your local town, cut him. Like, whatever. It's league minimum.
Do you think it's just the media that would come with it, though? It's got to be, right?
I think the fans could turn on a team for it. I think they could.
What team?
I think that's where
take them on. Like, could your Cardinals take them on? Like, would your fan base take them on?
From what I'm seeing in the groups I'm in, it's pretty well split. A lot of people say, "Hey, he's been proven innocent. He deserves a fair chance, and it's a great deal. No downside, except for maybe some bad media." Other people are like, "Nope, he was accused. Whole 9 yards. That's where they stand."
Yeah,
it's pretty well split out here for him. I don't know what team exactly could, but I think if a team does, they probably will be rewarded. I don't think he'd be putting himself out there if he wasn't in shape to pitch and pitch well.
It'll be
because he knows if he comes back and he looks horrible, it's done. It's over. He gets one chance now.
Yeah,
he has to be perfect when he comes back. So if he's pushing this hard, that means he's ready and he wants to get out here. That's all I can think of.
I don't think he will get a chance. Not saying I think he should, but I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I think at the end of the day, that's what's going to happen with it. I agree with Josh. I think he could be a 3-star. I like with what you said there, Josh Edwards, where if he makes a mistake, he's out in just a second. It would have to be big teams to weather the media storm. That's what it would be. Like, I'm with you on that, Susie. It's like, or Susie,
York, LA.
or Susie. Maybe it's a small enough team, like with I don't know, maybe a bad enough team to where they don't get enough media attention. I don't know. Maybe that would be the only thing behind.
Like Washington.
Yeah, because I feel like almost the Dodgers and Yankees maybe they almost get too much attention in some ways, like a Tebow when he went to the Jets a little bit. Like, would it be better? Would it be better if he went to like a Brewers or something like that, where it was kind of a lower market or something like that? The Mets would be. I think there's a lot of teams where he would be a good fit with, but I don't know if he'll actually get that shot to go to the Astros, Yankees. I think the Astros have proven they're going to take chances on guys as well. I've thought of the Astros as well as somebody that would maybe take a chance on him too with it. So me and Josh wanted to touch on that a little bit as well. With that, I just wanted a little note here with it too. I don't know why I wrote this week. It was on a Monday. I wrote Phillies motivated. I don't know. I feel like the Phillies should be highly motivated this year. I don't know what that was all about. I just kind of wrote this note. So also effing lucky Josh Lewis with it. So that's my thought with that. I also wrote that with it. So those are my notes with it this week with some of the guys out there with it. What do you think of the other thing I had before I get to MLB trivia? Mr. Logan Stone, MLB trivia is next. We'll see if you can get it. After stumping him last week with Mike Lowell, ladies and gentlemen. Just a reminder out there, 2 guys. Tim Anderson, I haven't heard anything about him. Nothing at all. And the Olympics. Should MLB allow MLB players in the Olympics? And maybe they said, like kind of how NHL does during their Olympics, they take a big break. MLB would do the same thing. I think it would be a great idea for Major League Baseball. What do you think?
So here's my thing. Can I have 2 minutes? I'll be quick.
Yep.
All right, cool. So here's my thing. I am all for our professional athletes from our 4 major, or if you want to include soccer, 5 major sports, play in the big world tournaments. But it needs to be one or the other. It either needs you guys all play in the Olympics, or you don't all have to play, but either you play in the Olympics or you play in the other world tournament. And I'm excluding FIFA here. So, like, either MLB players are going to play in the WBC or they're going to play in the Olympics. Pick which tournament you guys want to go to, and we're going to let you go to one of them. Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
And like with hockey, it's, do you guys want to do a world competition or do you guys want to go play at the Olympics? Pick one, and that's the one we're going to go to. Like that. Yep. That's the way I think it should be personally. I think it should be the players vote every 4 to 6, 8 years, whatever. So if you're in the league long enough, if you're in the league for 10 years, maybe you get to play in both, one each time, or you get a chance of 2 shots to go out. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they should be more fluid with it.
I'm with you on that one. I think that'd be a great. I think the Olympics to see the big league players in there would just be awesome. I think that'd be a great addition. I think it'd be great for MLB marketing a little bit there as well. So that's something I think they should do definitely going forward with it as well. So that's something I'd like to see them add to it as well as that is the Olympics. The players getting that little break with it. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. So I think that's something that'd be great. The MLB season is so long. A couple weeks off for everyone who doesn't play would be helpful too. I agree with that. I mean, you're already playing in November. Just start a little bit earlier in March. If you put them in the Olympics, then you have to shorten the season lower to one. No. They're not going to. They're never. Owners are never going to agree to shortening 30 MLB seasons. But you do. You do not shorten the season. I think they should, but they won't. But I think that's part of what they'll do. So I think they maybe could just start like March 15th or something like that. That's what I'm thinking.
What if just during the years that they have that tournament or the Olympics, whichever one they're in, they just cut it to like 148 games just during those seasons?
Nah, there'd be too much of an asterisk by the season. I don't think players.
No, because then the MLB just splits all the revenue. The Olympics or whatever it is has to give the revenue back to the MLB to compensate for what they're losing for games.
I don't think the MLB would. I'm telling you, these owners, man.
Who just said eliminate spring training?
I think it was Lewis said that.
I am shocked and appalled that he would have that opinion.
From Arizona, he wants to eliminate spring training, I guess.
Why would you eliminate spring?
Well, because you got to fit the
guys need time to develop.
You got to fit the game. They would play a lot. I'd be interested what happened with it. So,
you shorten the playoffs. You go back to the division. It's everybody who wins the division and a wild card. One wild card. You go.
I agree with you. Real quick, because I want to keep going. Just real quick, real thought on it. Tim Anderson. I'm kind of surprised I've heard nothing on him.
I don't know what's going on, man. I figured he would.
Do you have inside information, Josh Lewis? Do you have inside?
Josh probably does.
You have inside information. Logan, do you have inside information? What is going on with this guy? I don't get it. Edwards.
I'm surprised Logan's not been complaining more than he hasn't been saying. I don't know where he's going to go now.
You should play with
I'm just not sure.
Ed Ramirez. You should play.
Oh God.
That guy got the fight. They can work it out right there. Yeah,
they'd fight in spring training. It'd be big news, and then by opening day, they'd be buddies.
I agree with you, Josh. These guys make millions of dollars. Be ready by opening day. Get your head together. All right, should we get to it, Josh Edwards? Should we get to MLB trivia? Are we at that part?
Yeah, burn me again. Let's go.
He's a dick. Nobody wants him. I agree. Tim Anderson. Yep, there is that part of it, Josh. But Josh, he had a home run opposite field of dreams. Come on, Willie Mays. News and notes. I didn't add it this week. I forgot to put. I didn't have enough characteristics, but I got to shout it out. Josh Edwards, your boy, Willie Mays. Willie Mays Day out here in San Francisco on 2/4/24. We talked about that this Sunday, so it was pretty cool that the Bay Area kind of shouted him out. He's the longest living, or I always say longest living. I always mess it up. He's the oldest living Hall of Famer right now, going 92 years old. So Willie Mays out there, shout out. Had Willie Mays Day out here in the Bay Area. He does have a reputation, and this is a terrible 2023. He did have a bad season. That is true. The GOAT. Yep, your boy Willie Mays with it. All right. Let's see. I feel like I don't know. I feel like this is an easy one this week. So Lewis, if you post it on comments, I'm not going to read it because I feel like this should be easy peasy for you. All right. Who am I? MLB trivia of the week. Well, Edward's already looking. Logan, you're not here to help him out with the guess. So that's the key with it here. Hit number one and the question. I am a 6-time Gold Glove winner, played first base, and was drafted by the New York Yankees in the 5th round.
Go ahead. Just go to the next question.
Josh Edwards, that does not give you enough of an answer. So no. All right. So we'll go to hit number 2 here with it. All right, we'll go to hit number 2 with it. I started my career as a switch hitter, but then stopped because I couldn't hit well enough right-handed. My other clue will be he did play from 1995 to about 2010. We'll see. So we'll give you a little level on the way here. Josh, it is not Tino Martinez. That is a good guess, sir. It is not Tino Martinez. An excellent guess, sir.
Is that what he said?
He did. Tino did.
Oh, okay.
On my next question,
I hadn't said it yet.
Nope. Was that who you were going to say, though?
Well, because I was thinking, you said I might, because you told me I might be able to get this right. And I was thinking, okay. And I was like, hold on, didn't Tino Martinez play for the Yankees? Didn't he play for the Cardinals? Is that why he thinks I might know who this guy is? Dang it.
So we got hit number 1, just to get the fans up to date here on 7th inning stretch here. I am a 6-time Gold Glove winner, played first base. I was drafted by those New York Yankees in the 5th round, 1989. Hit number 2, I started my career as a switch hitter. Stopped because I couldn't hit well enough right-handed. Logan Stone, getting no comments from him along the way. Obviously, he doesn't know the answer. Hit number 3 should give it away, folks. Josh Edwards, as I always say with hit number C, God bless your soul. Here we go. Hit number 3 with it. My dad was a QB in the NFL.
Hold on. Let me just go through this. His dad was a QB. Well, I know Mahomes' dad was a pitcher.
No, it's not
his
Mahomes.
Son's a QB.
Yep. Wrong again. I'll give you a hint. He was left. He caught the ball left-handed. He was a left-handed first baseman. He was a left-handed first baseman out there, Josh.
Well, yeah. If he stopped hitting switch hitter, and he stopped hitting them from the right.
All right. Well, let's get it. Let's get the answer with it, my guy.
Yeah,
that's my sports. I think you are on the right track with it. It is correct, folks. It is J.T. Snow, first baseman for the age of 6-time Gold Glove winner out there with it. I knew that. I had this one planned for last week. I freaking know this. Yes, you should have known it, Josh Lewis. He was a Giant out there for a while and an Angel.
That's where I know him from. Lewis, I didn't know him as a Yankee.
Yep, exactly. Josh, I'm going to get this on the stage with it. This is why I had it on it. Let's show the play here. How about I get it up on the screen?
Field, salmon back at the wall. It's off the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Lofton digs for third. He's held there, and it's a 6-run Giant.
And if you remember that play well, JT Snow picks up Daren Baker, Dusty Baker's son, in that play with it. So that was one of my favorite parts. I don't know, John. That part always cracked me up that he was on that. It was just one of those famous plays in a World Series. The Giants end up losing that, but the fact that he ends up picking up Darren Lewis, who played for Cal, just graduated a few years ago. I was like, oh, that's going to be a great one for Josh Edwards to get and Logan out there with it. Yes, he has the Oakland Ballers. Yes, you're right. Our independent baseball team out here replacing Oakland A's wouldn't let them play a game out here with it. Yes. Daren Baker, Dusty Baker's son, correct, played out here with my boy Andrew Vaughn, who I always say is my claim to fame. Got to coach him in Little League. Andrew Vaughn out there at the White Sox. He was teammates with Daren Baker at Cal. It was always. I actually got to go to a few. I went to a few games out there. That was great. So yeah, JT Snow picks up Daren Baker there at home plate. Kind of just one of those moments in World Series history that kind of was forgotten about. Josh, you remember that play? All right, so no JT Snow. Are you shocked? You know who he is?
I know who he is. I didn't know he was drafted by the Yankees. So I never. Yeah, that was it.
His dad was a quarterback for the Rams. Come on.
See, that I didn't know. That I didn't know. That's what I was like.
I get soft. Yep, Logan, you could have been there with us. Yeah, you could have had it with us. See, what do you say? This is what happens when I don't have baseball in the brain 24 hours a day. I get soft. Come on, Logan, dig deep. Let's go. Come on. Come on, this is baseball, Bill Walton style. Come on, baby. Dig in. Let's go. Love it. Love it. Now, yeah, let's go. 6 Gold Gloves. He was known. I know the ladies liked him out here in the Bay Area as well. My cousins, all my girl cousins had a crush on him back in the day. That's what I remember about him. I was like, God, you guys are sick. You guys all love him out there with it. So that was always a big thing out here. JT Snow, little shout out there too with it. Josh, should we get to MLB flashback? My moments out here in a second.
Yeah, let's see if I know what the flashback is.
All right, well, a lot of good baseball news out here this week, though. This is going to be a play. This is going to be a play that I just enjoyed. And like I said, with the MLB flashbacks, my point with it is like last week we had the commercial of Greg Maddux, the Chicks Dig the Long Ball. Some of them are going to be commercials. Some will be ads. Some are going to be plays. It's just like stuff that I kind of remember that I see up on Twitter during the week or I see on other things that just kind of come to my mind that I'm like, I don't know. Like, these are just big things for me that I had a crush on him. Big reason I became a Giants fan.
Oh, Josh.
All right. Talk to my cousin. Candace on line 1. All right, we got her there with it. But I don't know. Like, this is my thing. I'm romantic of a base. This is sick about me. I love like that stuff. My wife, like, why do you like Field of Dreams? I'm like, I don't know. I just like my dad baseball. Like, she doesn't understand that part with it. She likes some of my sports, but she doesn't understand that. And so, like, I'm like, this is like there's plays. So that's the reason for these MLB flashbacks. Here's one of the plays I just felt like it's kind of overlooked. I feel like was one of a play I've always remembered as a kid that I don't know why it just always stood out to me. So I'm going to get it up here on the screen. Mr. Paul LaDuca is one of the best plays I've seen as a catcher.
Pops it in the air, foul. There might be a play. Beltre has got to get there. LaDuca.
I mean, that's one of the greatest catches.
Gosh, he caught it.
You'll see that's awesome.
Oh, what a play!
Awesome. You won't see too much better than that right there.
Boy,
the fact that I was showing this to my son before the play too. As I get it on here for 1 second, I want to play it one more time, Josh, because I want Vin Scully to be on here. So I'm going to get him on the screen with it too. Because when he calls it, it's even better, obviously, when you have him. So.
Of course. I'm too close to the camera for too long.
Oh, what a play! Oh. Boy, put that one in a highlight reel. That burned some skin.
Think about how far he ran. Like when they show this shot here in just a second, look how different the stadium is as well. It's crazy how much bigger it is.
What a play by Paul LaDuca. They show it on the Diamond Vision screen, and the crowd can't believe it.
To me, that's as good as it gets.
That is a long run.
And I know people, they have their ways about Paul, but like, I don't know, like that was just one of those plays that and when you get that response from Vin, yeah, it was just, I remember as a kid, like, he ran that far and slid into the dugout the way he landed perfectly, stood up, and it was like, woo, right in his mouth, like, and the players even behind him, like, with their hands up, like, it's just it was like he was ready for that moment from day one in his career. And if you know Paul LaDuca, came up after kind of like these weird, like a late draft pick as well. So, I don't know, just one of those plays I always kind of remember. I'll have a few. I'm starting to store them throughout the week, Josh. But the reason I wanted to play that one this week is I also know you respect the catcher position.
They're the best, in my opinion. It's the best position in baseball.
Why is that?
You're in every pitch of every game.
Yeah, I hear you.
You're in control of the game. You're basically the other coach. You're helping conduct.
Oh, what a play!
Yeah.
Yeah, what a play.
And the one thing about this play that stands out to me is if you just look at Dodger Stadium, how different it is.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, honestly, like, it's so much closer to the infield than it was then. Like, and
yeah.
The other thing, too, about this that people forget about is that there's no rails. There's no rails by the dugout. He was able to perfectly slide just right through it. There's no way he would have hit a fence right there. He would have not gone right there on that. He would have gone right through the fence as we looked at it right there. So,
do you think they practiced that?
By Paul LaDuca.
Like, do you think he ever tried that in case he was ever going to have to run that thing down?
Can't believe it.
I think so.
No, God, he wouldn't have.
I bet he practiced that as a kid. No doubt about it.
No, I mean, like, once he got there. Do you think he ever went out there and practiced that in, like, preseason and everything? Just in case he ever had to make that run.
Not like that. Not like that anyways. I bet he thought about it, though, to make a play like that. So, I don't know. I thought that was kind of a fun one for MLB Flashback. I'll have a few other ones stored up here. If you have any ideas, let me know. I got another one for Good Week next week as well. It's kind of on my mind, so unless someone comes out, I feel like it's a fun – this will be more of a comedic one next week going into it. It's kind of an MLB video that has always kind of stood out to me over the years. So, one I've always appreciated. Josh Edwards, I feel like now we're in the bottom of the ninth, sir, here, and we've had another good show here during the off season. No Logan Stone. Logan, we miss you, sir. We miss you. Come on. Where's that dark room? We need that dark room out there. Right on one. That's a good one as well. Eric Chavez, shout out there against Rafael Furcal. any of those ones with the big stadiums where those corner guys can make massive runs. I mean, you got some great plays over time. So any videos you think are short, like commercials or anything I forgot, please send it to me. I'd love to kind of put it on our MLB flashback videos that we're going to do throughout the week here during the year on 7th inning stretch, because I've been obsessed with baseball since I was a little kid. So I love all this stuff with it. So it's good for me to get it out to the world and present it. Is it a player taking his pants off? Yes, we could have our guy Steve Lyons out there at first base taking his pants off. Little shout out Fox Sports announcer out there with Josh or Logan Stone out there with it. So Josh Edwards, bottom of the 9th here. We'll say there's one out here. So we get the second out here in this stretch. Another good show, my friend. I want to shout out some of our guests here commenting on the show as well. How do we not? Here, my guy Tyler McGurk retweeting. My guys JTT out there, the other sports retweeting that stuff. My guy, That's My Sports. Josh Lewis, thank you as always for tuning in. Hope everything's going well, my friend. Hope to get you on here in a few weeks as well. Susie, best of luck. You guys just keep killing it out there. You guys are just awesome. Keep listening to your stuff out there. So keep up the good work there with your show. We'll be sure. Hopefully we can get you on maybe during the season as well or before the season starts. Be good to get you or Logan. Yeah, we'll get you on when we can. But for everybody else out there, we appreciate it. That's My Sports with it. So appreciate you tuning in with your opinions as well. Always appreciate you guys' insights with it. But Josh Edwards, another good show. MLB week. We're like 48 days away from the regular season. Crazy.
I don't even worry about that. I got pitchers and catchers reporting next week.
Here we go, baby. Here we go. We're right there with it. Appreciate it. Shout out to you. Appreciate it, Susie. You guys just keep killing it over there as well with it. And thanks for coming in. Hope to get you on one of these times, like I said, with it. And if you got an MLB flashback, I know it's a short span, but you got a little one. Send me one that we got that I can get to that I forgot about over the time. Appreciate it there as well. Josh Edwards, that was fun, my friend. Baseball just brings out the joy. It brings out it. Like I used to have the shirt as a kid. I love baseball. It's like what it was. I bring that out. I love it, man. Let's go.
Look at you. Everybody knows you love it. You're like, rah!
I love it. The energy. The
I'm
passion.
just tired this week. I'm sorry.
Josh Edwards, you are not tired. You have two kids. That's what that means. You have 2 kids, and I have 3 kids, and my wife is being grateful. She's letting me do this. That's part of it. So shout out to our wives. Should we do that too? Shout out to our wives for letting us have an hour to talk Major League Baseball. I guess that's the big shout out for the week there with it. So going into it. So Josh, probably be back next week. Hopefully Logan Stone, get your paper done. Come on, man. Get your work done. We get that. We'll see you next week with it. Josh Edwards, health. Have a healthy week, my friend.
You too, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. Appreciate it. Tune in to the 7th inning stretch for Josh Edwards. I'm Daren, your host here at Fat Boy Fadeaway Sports Variety Sports Network. We'll see you next week. Peace.